Yeah, so it's been a long time. I've kind of been stuck in the world from a whole different capacity, you know. Just reminiscing back in the day when I got involved with the martial arts. My brother-in-law Arnold Eukitis, who obviously was the kingpin, who trained every single one of the Eukitis brothers and sisters, including myself. I had the privilege of coming up under his wing and really being given the gift of knowledge and understanding of the arts. And so what a journey it afforded me. I mean, I've had the privilege of going places, seeing things, meeting people, and it is a privilege, you know. Yeah, you got to earn it from the sweat of your brow the old-fashioned way, because if that doesn't happen, then nothing's going to take place. I don't care how good you are, I don't care how hard you hit or how fast you are. If you ain't got no gas in the gas tank and you don't train hard, you're going to have to pull that Maserati over, and little old Volkswagen is going to go right past you. But just again, when I reminisce about the past leading up here now into the future, what a wonderful life, what an opportunity. Like I said, I know I'm being redundant, but the journey, the trips, the airplane flights, different parts of the world, you know, flying to a country, going to Japan and fighting a man you've never seen before in your life, and now you're going to get in the ring and knock the bark off them in front of 20,000 people, you know, and they're out there crying for blood, and it's not his blood they want, it's your blood they want. And so going there and pioneering all of that, you know. I remember actually Benny and Lily, my wife Lily, the great Lily Eukitis Rodriguez, God bless her, man. We lost her, almost 7 years ago. Went the first time. It's the time when Benny knocked out Suzuki, and Lily beat their Japanese champion, and she stole their hearts, and they wanted to do hair product commercials with her. And yeah, I mean, then I went and I had my turn, and now other people are having their turn. But what did I get from that journey? Up until today? I mean, the discipline, the respect, the humility, the punctuality, all that structure that I had never gotten as a younger man, I received in the martial arts. I received in the karate genre, you know, and all that came with it, and the transition into the world of kickboxing. And so, you know, I've had highs, and my lows haven't been too low, thank God. You know, the harder you train, the luckier you get. Well, I trained real hard, and I had great teachers, and I had great tutelage, and I had, you know, the opportunity again to explore and create technique. Imagine being involved with a family with the talent of the Eukitis family since I was 11 years old. And we created technique. We would come to conclusions on what technique worked and what didn't work. But I think the downside to that was, you know, everybody has certain money moves that you can take to the bank. It's your move. I mean, you got 2, 3 of those in your pocket if you're lucky. And those are the ones you go to the well for. And then so I had my right leg, left hook. When I swept Johnny Stereo, knocked him out in 1 round. Although they claimed that he had never lost in some of his propaganda. Or the left hook that I put on Bill Wallace's chin. God bless you, Bill, but you know, you were hurt pretty bad. You know, that was a money move. That was my money move. But being in a family, we'd be creating so much technique sometimes that you would forget technique that you used to use. And then you scratch your head after you get nailed a few times and say, wait a minute, let me go back to the bank, let me go back and pull that rabbit out of the hat, let me keep that in my arsenal, let me keep that in my repertoire. And so the martial arts, man, was my ticket to ride, was my escape, you know, from, you know, coming up the rough side of the mountain, family of 9, don't want to get nobody playing the violin, but I appreciate that from there. And here I am now, you know, after not just fighting, you know, I managed champions, you know, we had a lot of them, as quiet as it's kept. Stan the Man Longanitas, Sugarfoot Cunningham, Rick the Mongoose, Old Kane, I mean, keep going down the list, Bridget Baby Doll Riley, they all came to us. They all showed up at the Jet Center with their baggage right off a taxi, man. They were like, wow, we're here, Mecca. We made it, the Jet Center, wow. Because we were the Don Dada, man. The Jet Center was the West Point of martial arts. That place was bumping. That was a lifetime achievement, something that I can tell you was a dream, literally a dream. I dreamed that gym in Tokyo, Japan, and we were at the Kyo Plaza in Shinjuku. And I dreamt this gym. Came downstairs the next morning. We were going to have breakfast, Benny and I. And he pulls a piece of paper out of his pocket. And he opens it up. And if anybody knows Sensei Benny the Jet Yukitas, the great one, will know that he's the doodling king from New Orleans. If he's not designing new equipment, he's thinking of another gym, and how he's going to embellish what he has, and how's he going to make it better. And he starts showing me this gym that we're going to own. It's got a jacuzzi, steam, sauna, cold plunge, Japanese baths, this restaurant, pro shop. It's got dorm rooms for exchange students. And he's explaining it all to me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm just like this. I'm smiling at him, and he says, "What? You think I'm crazy?" I said, "No, you ain't crazy, Ben. I dreamt that gym last night." And so, you know, a couple of years went by, and guess what? The Jet Center was birthed. Now, I'm going to say something that people are going to call me a screaming liar, but if I'm lying, I'm dying. We closed a 2.5-day escrow on that property in Van Nuys, California. The Van Nuys Bowl in a 2.5-day escrow. It was our building. The derelicts were sleeping in there. It was an eyesore in the city of Van Nuys. The Chamber of Commerce had problems with what was going on, and we came and cleaned it up, and won Revitalizer of the Month award from the Chamber a year later. But again, now the Blinks is still here. I'm fighting a different fight, though, people. I'm fighting the fight of life. You know, I like talking about the roses, but with the roses comes thorns on that rose bush. And part of the thorns that became very clear to me in 1990, I lost one of my 5 sons. And at that time, nothing mattered. At that time, I'm managing world-class fighters. I had Alex Garcia, who won the silver medal in the World Games in boxing, super heavyweight division. Had him ready to fight George Foreman. They were offering us big-time fights. We had Bridget Riley. She was bumping it at the time. A lot of things were going on. And but I had a calling. And that calling was to deal with the community. Something that I personally and Lily personally have given ourselves to our entire lives. Always to give back. You got to do something on the humanitarian side. You can't just take and take. So it was about to give back. And sure enough, I innately knew it in my spirit, man. It was welled up inside me, and didn't know what I was going to do, but started dealing with the issues of violence. And that's where I find myself now, dealing with the issues of quality of life in the communities that I'm blessed to serve, helping young people, young adults, guys that have pulled the stem out of the apple, others that have bitten half the apple, you know. But we're doing something through the power of God that He's given me to go out there and create change, to be able to cause systemic change. You know, that change agent, man, that can transform lives. And so yeah, that's something I do. Maybe another time we'll talk more in depth about it, because that's easy for me just to say, but I'm talking about a body of almost 25 years of work. So stay tuned. God bless you guys.